Roll up, come one, come all, to my glorious arena. My minions have provided their strongest fighters for our entertainment, and I shall document it all for you, in paint. You asked for this. First up, we have Sbrick Bonework Ozadukim, a dwarf with a strange fascination with penguins and bone carving. We're not sure how Seraphix dragged him back from the Arctic wastes to fight for us today, but we're really glad he's here. I just hope all those angry-looking penguins he's brought with him behave during the fight. His opponent will be Haematolochus's champion, Longflailer the Extendo Arm, another fighter with an animal fascination. Longflailer is a jumping spider woman whose arms do not actually extend, but she wishes she was an octopus instead. So she has trained to use 6 leather whips at once, since she at least has the same number of limbs as the octopus. Here we are in the arena. Sbrick, meet Longflailer. Longflailer, meet Sbrick. We have our 2 valiant combatants on a precarious... Okay, it's not actually that precarious because it's 3 tiles wide. On a ledge above more ground so they can continue the fight if they fall. We have over here, he's called Dwarf 1. He's called Sbrick. Equipped with iron. And these are his skills. So we'll see how he fares against... for some reason flashing, Jumping Spider-Man 1, who is, of course, Longflailer the Extendo Arm. So, skilled lasher, and she is not wearing anything, but she is equipped with her 6 willow whips in her many, many hands. So, let's watch this fight unfold, shall we? Go! Oh, okay. That immediately... that went a little faster than I thought. So, to start with, they are striking at each other, but both of them are parrying and dodging out the way. They're just striking at each other, unable to hit each other. And Sbrick has the wise observation how fragile we are. Begone fear. So they're just testing the water at the moment, trying each other out. But there is blood on the ground there, is there not? A spattering of dwarf blood. I'm so sorry, when I was commentating that, I completely missed this relevant line. The force bends the neck, tearing apart the skin. But he's back up. Tearing apart the skin on Sbrick's neck was not enough to hold him back. If we take a look, yes, he's got his dwarf blood splatter, and he has a nasty wound to his neck, but he's not done. He was thrown temporarily backwards, and another quick exchange has happened there. So he came back and got lashed again in the neck, tearing the upper spine nervous tissue. Oh, he had so much armor, but apparently not on his neck. He has lost hold of his scimitar. He's fallen over. He's missed because he's fallen over. That's probably why. Getting punched now by Longflailer, despite her whips. And she's continuing to whip the dwarf, chipping the bone. Sbrick can't land a hit on her. This is terrible for Sbrick. It's great for the entertainment value. Sbrick has been injured badly, and there is no hope. But this is a fight to the death, because why would I host anything else? And this is just a slaughter now, with her many, many whips pulling poor Sbrick apart. Sbrick has become enraged, but it is doing absolutely nothing for his accuracy as she chips and pulls away at his bones. Let's see how this continues. Oh dear. That's many, many teeth. Oh dear. Longflailer the Extendo Arm has lashed his teeth off, and they have sailed off in an arc all over the ground. Woo! So she tore out his front teeth with her whip, which is very impressive, and is now back tearing at the neck, getting at the nervous tissue. She's completely broken his helm, so now is lashing him in the head, punching him, just to add insult to injury, exploding his ear into gore. She's really targeting the face and the neck, and it's really working for her. She's managed to whip his right upper arm into an unrecognizable mass. This is just a massacre at this point. This is horrifying. Teeth and body parts flying off in all directions, all over the arena. And there we go. The end of Sbrick. All of his armor was shredded before long. She did bite his hand, and he did manage to pry her off, but he hasn't managed to land a single blow, I believe, in this whole fight. And he was just torn apart. The final move was lashing him in the head with her whip, bruising the muscle, jamming the skull through the brain, and tearing the brain. And Longflailer is horrified by what she has done. The penguins mourn. And she is indeed completely uninjured. So, Longflailer has shown herself to be a formidable opponent this fight. And Sbrick met a swift and bloody end, torn apart by her whips completely. There will be mourning penguins tonight. Oh, it will be a sad sight. They're already looking very angry, but it's okay. I can think of a use for them. Somewhere for them to channel their anger. But that's for later. Now, on to the next fight. Alrighty, next up we have Totsied, Mr. Neural, Knowledge Blinded, the Beguiler of Brains. And if this competition was based on name lengths, then it would already be a winner. Dorkling told Totsied that he'll get its lengthy, semi-autobiographical novel published if it wins. And that was all it took to lure it out of the frozen wastes, armed with its golden bookcase. Fighting Totsied will be Massassi. Graham managed to get Massassi to fight here today by posing as his god and telling a few outrageous lies. A pure-hearted fanatic of the god of death and decay, Massassi is here to help his opponents decay. So that's gonna be fun. Here we are! Totsied and Massassi, here with the lethal combat, ready to murder each other for our entertainment. It's very kind of them. This time we have them precariously balanced over water. There's no reason for this, I just thought it'd be fun to choose a different bit of the arena. So yeah, ledge over water. Shouldn't be too precarious for the two of them. We'll see what happens. Let's give it a go, shall we? Just did a little unpause there, and we had some immediate exchange of blows and somethings on the floor. Let's take a look at the report. They both stood swinging wildly at each other and missing. This frustrated Totsied, and he therefore decided to charge and collide with Massassi. This knocked Massassi over, and he stood back up. But nothing has really changed. They then went back to missing each other. And on the floor is Massassi's shield. He has dropped that, which is unfortunate for him, because he may need it. Let's let them have another little exchange. Oh my. Well, they both managed to get some good lumps in at each other, firstly. Massassi gets a few bruises on Totsied, and then Totsied manages to mash Massassi's foot into gore, which obviously Massassi falls over. Yes, and the completely... Oh, and then he punches him and collapses his leg. Ooh. And because he's got those first blows in, flailing at each other, Massassi's on the floor, rolling out the way, failing to hit Totsied, because Totsied is standing up and Massassi is on the floor. Keep swinging at each other. Massassi tries to hit Totsied, but Totsied manages to parry using the gold bookcase. Fantastic. And Massassi has been injured badly and can't take it. But it looks as though, from this splash of mist, yes, Totsied has fallen off. I said they were unlikely to fall off. That was clearly wrong. So Massassi is injured but on land. So now we have the important question. Do blizzard men need to breathe? He's a little bruised, but he's okay. And he's still got... does he? He's still got his gold bookcase. Massassi here is lying on the floor with his foot mangled beyond recognition and his leg torn open, and he's generally a bit bruised. So, I think Massassi is immobile, but I don't think Totsied is going to get back out of the water, so it might just be a question... Oh, I take it back completely. Totsied is mashing Massassi while he lies on the floor using the bookcase, but Massassi is getting some good bites in while he's there. But however, I think we know how this is going to go. Yes, Massassi has been struck down tragically. Massassi has been crushed in the head by a bookcase, and Totsied is one step closer to getting his autobiography published. And poor Massassi is now going to go back to the god that he loves so much, of death and decay. What a swift and brutal fight that I didn't even know you could use bookcases as a weapon before Dorkling submitted this character, but there you go. Very effective. Important lesson for you all there. Dwarf Comic claimed Nayla Aleblood was his submission when she drunkenly stumbled into the sign-up line. The dwarfiest dwarf we have on our roster. She's drunk, she's armed, and she might even be vaguely competent. In stark contrast, Aerowax's champion is Zirconia Lupiute, an elf being held prisoner by some terrible dwarves by a terrible ocean that are in no way affiliated with me. He's fighting for freedom and he's carrying the hopes of his captured people on his shoulders. But he has to get through this drunk dwarf first. And here, under the sun, under the trees, Zirconia hasn't seen any of those in a long time, since he was imprisoned in a trade depot by someone. Here, the dwarf and the elf are ready to fight for freedom. The elf has the natural advantage, but they need every advantage they can get, because they are an elf. Let's take a quick look at their stats, shall we? I forgot to do that last time. Here we have Nayla. She's drunk, but she's skilled. And she is armed with an axe and a buckler. On the other hand, we have Zirconia, armed with leather, wearing leather things. Small giant. What? Okay, it's apparently size for elves. I'm not sure why it says small giant, but that's great. Yeah, leather armor, but no weapons. And is skilled at, where is it? Proficient at throwing, adept at dodging. No attack, all defense. So I'm interested to see how these two go. Now they're going to fight for our amusement to the death. Let's go. Oh, an immediate exchange of blows. Let's take a look. Zirconia isn't afraid because he is powered by the hopes of his squad and his people that rely on him. But unfortunately, he's not doing terribly well. He's taken a few lumps, but he could still turn it around. He hasn't managed to hit Nayla yet. A lot of fights seem to start this way, with them missing at each other. Let's continue and see what happens. They're doing a nice little dance there for our amusement. A little dodgy dance is happening there. Zirconia is unhappy with their wounds. They've been trying to dodge, but they haven't landed a hit on Nayla, despite it's her drunken teetering. She's drunkenly wobbling from side to side unpredictably, making her impossible to hit. And also it probably helps that Zirconia does indeed have no weapon. Zirconia has taken a few nasty hits tearing at her, but she's retained the ability to dodge, and they indeed just kept missing each other for a while, doing a little dance for us. However, Nayla managed to get a blow at the end of that little dance and has hacked Zirconia in the left lower leg with her copper battle axe. He's gonna be in trouble now that he's on the floor. We're gonna advance this slowly. Is he rolling away? He's rolling away. Okay. We'll play. Another little exchange there. I suspect, yes. Things are no longer going so well for Zirconia. However, Zirconia has improved their fighting. If only. If only that was enough. So it was kind of going alright. They were kind of evenly matched until Zirconia's armor got torn apart. And Zirconia has been unable to do any damage to Nayla because Zirconia has no weapon. And Nayla is just drunkenly hacking Zirconia apart. Getting the axe stuck and pulling it loose and getting it stuck and pulling it loose. Severing arteries and sensory nerves and sometimes both. Well then, let's see how this ends. Elf 1 has been struck down. Because that is indeed all Zirconia will be remembered as now. He will be remembered as Elf 1. The elf who tried to fight a dwarf barehanded and died horribly to just some random drunk. Good job, Nayla. Representing true dwarven ingenuity. Let's see the killing blow. And the head flies off in an arc. And Nayla is horrified by the death that she has wrought. Great work, Nayla. Yeah, representing true dwarven ingenuity there. Drunkenly hacking elves apart. Strong representation. We didn't expect the elf to survive, did we? No. And they even had the home team advantage of being on grass with trees. Stunning victory by Nayla. Alright, let's move on. Our penultimate fighter is Ritzer Bomnal, a dwarf who was formerly part of an elite guard unit. When his fortress was destroyed by goblins, he decided to set up a tavern instead. But that tavern too has been attacked by goblins, and so Arcanus has brilliantly exploited that weakness by offering gold if Ritzer wins, which he might. Because his opponent, last but certainly not least, are many angry penguins, enraged by the death of Sbrick. They look a little menacing, and they've been getting a little bitey since Sbrick died, so I've decided to throw them in the arena, and now they're Ritzer's problem. Good luck. Here, very hard to see against the sand, we have Ritzer. An adequate knife user, adept shield user, and adequate fighter, armed with a large iron dagger and an oaken shield. Good luck, because you are facing 6 penguins. The penguins have no skills, no equipment, but there are 6 of them. I have no idea if that's a reasonable number of penguins for Ritzer to fight, but we're going to find out now. I put them all on the correct teams, I think, so let's see what happens, shall we, as I unpause the game. Oh my goodness. Well, that was crazy. So Ritzer charges at the penguin, stabs it a few times, and then cuts its head off very quickly. And the penguin does nothing, is unable to stop this. Let's see what happens next to these poor penguins. The penguin is being slashed, but the penguin has become enraged and then fallen over and become stunned. They're not managing to really do a lot. The man is just charging from penguin to penguin, cutting bits off. There's a penguin over here, penguin's foot even, and here is a penguin's head. Fabulous. They appear to be, oh dear, well, that was, brief. Ritzer entered a martial trance and then just ran around all the penguins before they could even gather together to protect each other, tearing them all apart brutally. The penguins are surprised by the ferocity of the dwarf's onslaught. Maybe they would never have made a good army anyway. Well, this is just animal cruelty, isn't it? Oh dear, this is horrible. These poor penguins. I think we should just move on. These poor penguins have suffered so much. On the plus side, that's really solved our penguin problem. Okay, that was that round. That was we've had some very one-sided fights so far, but never one so swift and quite so brutal. Impressive. Looking forward to see what he can do in the next round. Totsied and Longflailer. Here they are. We're doing this over water again because, I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason to why I choose to put these fights where I put them. I just thought it seemed fun. I made a small miscalculation last time with the number of whips. It was supposed to be leather whips that Longflailer had, but then I couldn't get leather whips in the arena, so I did wooden, but then I remembered that wood is better, so now she's got 4. She's got 4 wooden whips. That's the upshot of all that. Yeah, Totsied. And they are, as we saw before, ready to fight. Let's watch them fight. Now, for our amusement. Off you go. I haven't got the window selected, so I can't unpause. Well then, that was a conclusive first second or two. Let's read the text and see what happened. There's a little bit of flailing and missing each other, as there usually is at the start of a fight. Longflailer manages to get a good punch in that bruises Totsied and pulls at his wrist. This just seems to make him angrier as he charges at Longflailer, colliding and knocking her over. Several of Longflailer's arms, I say several, she hasn't even got several arms, a few of the many arms of Longflailer have been disabled, and she has lost 1 of her 4 wooden whips due to my miscalculation of weapons. Don't worry about it. We can see Longflailer here under the water, being pushed there by Totsied. Let's see, she can swim. She is a competent swimmer. We'll see if she can pull herself out, or if Totsied is just ambling off. I think they've both lost interest in the fight a little bit. Totsied, where are you going? Ah. You don't even care, Totsied. You just threw her in the water and walked away. She was too injured to swim back out. Oh dear. And that is the end of Longflailer. She has drowned after being severely injured and then thrown into the water. He couldn't even be bothered to finish her off himself. That's cold. Also, jumping Spider-Man blood is white. Fun fact. Alrighty, fight number 6. Nayla versus Ritzer. Just to be clear, this one is Nayla, and this one is Ritzer. Just in case there's a little bit of confusion there, because they are both dwarves, both very similarly matched dwarves. So I'm very interested to see who wins. I've decided that we're holding this one over lava because we're getting there in the competition now. The stakes are high, and I want that to be reflected in this fight. So, if anyone accidentally dodges off the edge, that will probably be death, because dwarves are not generally immune to lava. I know this from my own experiments in previous Dwarf Fortress series. So, let us unpause and begin, shall we? I've realized that I don't actually know which one is which in this combat log. Hold on, I gotta check. Okay, Dwarf 2 is Nayla, everyone. Dwarf 1 is Ritzer, just so you know. So, it seems that Nayla is the more injured of the two. She's had taken a bad hit, but she is still going. If she can get a good hit in back at Ritzer, she could still be in this. Oh my. This is what happens when you host a fight over lava. Someone's gone in, and I don't know who it was yet. So Nayla was more injured, but it was still pretty evenly matched. They were both dwarves with shields. Maybe I shouldn't have held this above lava because she rolled away. She dodged so many attacks that she dodged right into a pool of The surviving dwarf is Ritzer. He's got some cuts and bruises, but he's pretty much survived there. Nayla evaporates in a cloud of happy, drunk smoke. She died doing what she loved. Well, she died in lava, but the bit before that, the drunk fighting, that was what she loved. Okay, maybe a lesson learned for me there about holding fights over lava, making them a little brief sometimes, but we're not gonna have a do-over. That's how it is. This is what happened. Nayla fell in lava, that's what you get. It's an excellent way for dwarves to die, I think. Praise lava. Here we are, Ritzer and Totsied, here for the grand finale. Everybody ready? Then we'll begin. Go! Oh, that was very quick. I meant to do the usual thing where I sort of pause and unpause and intersperse it with some reports of things, but no, that was quick and brutal. Let's see just what happened there. Just one page of fighting, so brief, so brutal. Oh, this could have been such a glorious fight, but very quickly Ritzer starts just chipping away at Totsied, who didn't even get a chance to swing his gold bookcase before he was suddenly and brutally beheaded very, very early on in the fight. Well, I think Ritzer has proven who the champion is. I mean, Ritzer did really well, but I feel like it was a bit of an anticlimax. So Massassi became an offering to the god he loves so much. Nayla stumbled into lava and just in a haze of alcohol. Sbrick died, and Sbrick's penguins soon followed him. Zirconia was not able to free his people. His people are going to starve to death in my trade depot. I think we'll recover Longflailer's body from the bottom of the pool of water for proper burial and disposal. Will Totsied's self-published semi-autobiographical novel ever become a bestseller? We don't know. Maybe the death of the author will help. And Ritzer has earned enough money to rebuild his tavern and retire to a simple life after all of this bloodshed. So now we're going to finish this with some kind of sped up drawing montage thing, because I think those are quite satisfying to watch. And I will read with you some excerpts that Dorkling has shared with us from Totsied's novel. The handsome blizzard man looked at the townspeople, his eyes flashing like two dirty old men at the park, daring to reveal that which they were not willing nor ready to see. I have come down from the mountain to teach you the error of your ways, he thundered. Too long have you taken the wrong path. Too long have you not appreciated modern literature and those who write it. The publisher sidled crabwise up to the blizzard man. You will never succeed. I will not let you. The public will read what I want them to read, and there is nothing you can do about it. The blizzard man looked imperiously at the publisher. I care not for the acclaim of the common people. My audience will find me those who are sophisticated and appreciate true art. The publisher laughed derisively. He looked like a bloated toad as he guffawed. Down, 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 down fell the Iceman into the past, into his early memories. How the other ice children had not understood him or his passion for reading. How he was ostracized for being different, being better. Down, 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 squelch. He landed in a pile of despondency. Is there no one intelligent enough to read my novel? He cried. I think we can all agree that it would have been a bestseller. So, I don't even know how to end this video now. What was this? I don't know. Thank you for waiting so long to watch it. Was it worth it? Probably not. Thanks for sticking with it anyway. Thank you for submitting entrants to the contest, everyone on Discord, and thank you for watching this. I spent way too long in Paint and trying to edit and illustrate this whole thing. It's remind me not to do this again. Thanks for watching. I had a great time. Bye.